Hello, everyone. Welcome to Board Gamers. My name is Dave,
And I'm Dirk.
and today we're going to take a look at Dirk's top five basic allies.
Five plus.
Okay, so apparently there's like 17 honorable mentions or something.
Okay, not that many.
All right. Well, anyways, yeah. So I did a series of top fives, and now Dirk wants to do his top five. So this
All right.
is top five basics.
All right, so we are going to start with an honorable mention here. In fact, actually, I think I'm going to have two honorable mentions here. But the honorable mentions, I do those because they are characters that are they're cards that I like a lot. However, they're very situational, so they're only going to get used if that situation comes up. But when it does, they tend to move higher on the list. So the first one that I've
And
got
he's
here.
also doing it because he doesn't want to do a series of 6 through 10.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. All right, because there aren't that many of them that I'm going to play. I'm going to be honest. I allies. It's taken me a while to warm up the allies. I didn't. I played decks. How long? I played for almost a year. I played decks without with adding almost no allies. It's taken me a while, but I've started using. In fact, Maria's what made me start using them. All right, so my first honorable, no, my honorable mention here. No, my first honorable mention is White Queen. So White Queen is a 3-cost psionic X-Men ally with 3 hit points. She thwarts for 2. She attacks for 1. The reason she is on the honorable mention list is because you do have to be either X-Force or X-Men to play her. If I could play her in any aspect, she would definitely be in my top 5. Or any character. But since it does limit me to what I can play her in, she does become an honorable mention. But after she enters play, I can discard a status card from a character. Well, not can, you have to. So you do have to be careful when you play her. You don't want to accidentally play her and remove a tough status card from yourself or one of your allies. But she is great because she can remove a tough on a villain or a minion, or she can remove a stun or a confuse on a friendly character. So I do love that about her. Again, unfortunately, though, you do have to be either an X-Men or an X-Force to player. So
Or
honorable
play
mention.
or play leadership and have call for backup.
That would work. I'm probably not doing that.
He's got other candidates for
Yeah,
that.
I have other candidates for a call for backup when I'm playing leadership. If yeah, look at the leadership deck. You'll see those. The leadership allies. All right. So my second honorable mention, my last honorable mention here is I think the newest one on my list. Yep. This is Yellow Jacket. So Yellow Jacket recently came out. He is a 3-cost Avenger ally with 3 hit points. Thwarts for 2, attacks for 2. He does take 2 consequential on those. However, you know, that's okay with me. We'll get to that in a second why. But the reason he made the honorable mention list is you do have to be an Avenger to play him. He's just inches out the White Queen a little bit, even though she can be played with 2 different groups. There's so many Avengers in the game. He's a little bit easier to get into the game because of that. So he probably moved up a little bit. He almost made my top 5, but just the fact that you do have to be an Avenger to play him kept him out of it. But his response, and the reason why I'm okay with him taking 2 consequential, is after he enters play, you're going to search the top 5 cards of your deck for an upgrade and add it to your hand. So it is upgrade specific, which I guess that kind of kept him out of the top 5 just a little bit as well, because the upgrades tend to stay out when you get them out in an ideal world, if in most cases. So you're going to have a few more limited uses for them. But I do love to be able to search the cards to get extra cards into my hand. So whenever they come out, watch the 2 consequential, you get rid of them, put them in your discard pile a little faster, reuse them again.
Or
So
for Yellow Jacket recursion.
Yellow Jacket recursion. If I had enough upgrades, that could be a thing. All right, so getting into my top 5 then. My first one here. So Snowguard. Snowguard is a 4-cost ally. She's a champion with 3 hit points. Now her base thwart and attack are 0. However, as a response after she enters play, you're going to place up to 3 shift counters on her. And while the shift counters are equal to X, she gets. So if you put 1 shift counter on her, she's going to get +3 attack, and her attacks gain overkill. I love the overkill. That's why I like the attack one. So she works really well in attack decks. If you're using her in a deck where you want to thwart, then you can give her 2 of the shift counters. She's going to get 2 thwart and aerial. So she also plays 3 thwart and aerial, but that because she gets the aerial keyword, she plays well with aerial decks as well. So she can play well into that. And then if you decide you need her for the defense for defending, or if you're playing protection deck or something, you're not really going to use her for the attack of the thwart. You put the 3 counters on her. She's going to get +5 hit points, and she gains retaliate 1. So she may not be a thwarting attack or attacking, but she's got eight hit points at that point in time with the retaliate. So she's going to do some damage and be able to stick around a little bit. So the versatility of her alone is what puts her in my top 5. I mean, at a cost of 4, she's a little bit expensive, but I do love the fact that I can pick and choose what I do with her whenever I bring her out, what I'm going to use her for. All right, moving on. My number 4 is Lockjaw. Now, Lockjaw is a 4-cost inhuman with 4 hit points. He thwarts for 2. He attacks for 2. He does take 2 consequential on each of these. But the reason why he is in my top 5 is the fact that you can play him from your discard pile during your turn. So it does have to be during your turn when you would normally be able to play an ally. And you do have to pay the resources for him. But you can spend it for something else and then play him there. Now, especially if I'm building with a basic heavy deck targeting on that, I tend to build those, and then I will have a lot of stuff that comes out and stays out. So I can have dead hands with resources. So Lockjaw, I love being able to get him, play him out of my discard pile, and prevents me from having the dead hands there. And plus the fact he's a fun little doggy to play with.
Especially with heroes that have the rich economy.
Yeah, he's a great one for something
Bishop,
like that.
Bishop's a great example.
Yeah.
Black Panther, Hulkling.
Yeah, I think Bishop might be the one that showed me how good Lockjaw could be, and he's the one who put him into my top 5. And for a while there, Lockjaw was battling for one of the for the number 3 spot. But even though, yeah, we'll get to the number 3 spot, and I'll explain why they kept him out. All right, but so my number 4 is Lockjaw. My number 3 is actually Ironheart. Ironheart is a 2-cost champion ally with 2 hit points. She thwarts for 1, she attacks for 1, but after you play Ironheart from your hand, you draw a card. Now, I think that extra card draw is probably why she edged Lockjaw out, because she has an immediate impact whenever she comes in. So, in other words, it's almost like she's only cost 1 because you're getting a card back. And if you can play her with resources, permanent resources that are out on the board, you're getting a free card draw there. So, because of that, she probably edged Lockjaw out just barely. The fact is, and you're not restricted by who can play her, which kind of surprised me a little bit. I kind of expected her to be restricted to like champions or something, but because of that card draw, that's why she is my number 3.
Yeah, and there for a while, we were always fighting on who would get to add her to their deck.
Yeah, we did. We're not fighting for her as much anymore, but no. we did there for a while. Yeah, see, everybody wanted her.
Yeah, because she's like a selfish Maria kind of.
Yeah. All right. So my number 2.
Yep.
Nick Fury. Yeah, Dave saw this coming. Dave called this. So he is a 4-cost shield soldier with 3 hit points, thwarts for 2, he attacks for 2. But the reason why he made my number 2 spot is whenever he enters play, you're going to choose to either remove 3 threat from a scheme, draw 2 cards, or give a shield character a status card. At the end of the round, if he's still in play, you're going to have to discard him there. So he does come into play for 1 round. So it's a little expensive to spend 4, but where I normally will use him whenever I play him is draw the 2 cards. So in essence, he's only costing me 2. And I get that out of him. However, because of the fact that he can remove the 3 threat, I have used him for the threat. But I do like the fact that he does recoup some of the costs whenever you play him. So that is why he is my number 2.
And number 1 is
play him Groot. Happens to be the original Nick Fury in the game.
Aw, what happened to Groot?
Groot's fun, but Groot, he didn't make my top 5. But Nick Fury Jr., as I call him now. No, I've got Senior around now. Might as well have Junior. But Nick Fury is a 4-cost ally shield spy with 3 hit points, thwarts for 2, attacks for 2, just like the other Nick. However, his force response, although very similar, is just slightly better and was enough to make him the number 2 spot here. So after he enters play, you're going to choose to either remove 2 threat from a scheme.
He never does.
Draw 3 cards.
Always does.
Or deal 4 damage to an enemy. And anything around, he'll also go away. Now, yeah, Dave, what Dave said, Dave is not joking here. I don't think I have ever used anything other than the card draw for him. He's, unlike the other Nick I have actually used for thwart, this Nick I don't think I ever the card draw. It is definitely what he is in there for the fact that he is a 2 thwart, 2 attack with 3 hit points, and he comes in. He may only be for a round, but he's almost paying for himself. He's, in essence, he's costing me 1. So that is why he is my number 2. Plus the fact, he goes away so he doesn't fill up a permanent slot, and I can use him later. Yeah, splot. Well, that's what tends to happen to him, because I use him for a blocker and he's splot. He's gone.
But Nick Fury recursion is pretty fun.
Yeah,
Especially like rapid response.
Yeah, I have whenever I've been unable to recur Maria for whatever reason, I have recurred Nick because he's made it in a lot of the decks with Maria. He's kind of a backup recursion character in those. But yeah, he might actually be my second favorite ally after Maria. So yeah, that's funny. 2 shield characters are my top 2 allies in the game.
And 2 characters from the core set.
Yeah, from the core set.
Came from the core set.
They have been around for the entire game, and they're my top 2.
Yep. All right.
There we go.
Well, anyways, so that concludes Dirk's top 5 allies. We will see if we can get him to do events and other card types. But for now, thank you for watching, everyone. Please like and subscribe.
And if you want to see more content from us, go ahead and hit that notification bell down there, and you'll get alerts whenever we post new videos. And you can see if I can do the events and other stuff.
All right.
All right. See you.
Thanks.